good morning y'all. I'm coming at you with the workout we did at the gym yesterday. The rounds are 50 seconds long with a 10-second rest, 40 total rounds. So you'll set your timer for 50-10 for 40 rounds. Before you proceed to your exercise in each interval, you will do 3 burpees. So every time you hear the buzz for your 50-second round, you'll do 3 burpees first and then do the exercise listed on your board. Okay, so burpees, in case you don't remember, are that jump, popping out into that plank, keeping that back nice and low, that core tight, popping those feet back in, and jumping it back up. If you want to challenge yourself at the bottom of your burpee, you can add a push-up, but the goal is to bust out those burpees as quickly as possible so you can get into the exercise and get as much out of it as you can. So, I mean, typically a burpee takes 2-3 seconds if you go really fast, so you should ideally have 40 seconds for your move, okay? So our first exercise is an offset squat. So you're gonna put that weight at one shoulder. You got a regular squat stance. You can put this arm here on your hip, wherever you need to for balance, but making sure that elbow is in front of the body, resting that weight on your shoulder. You're gonna squat it down, putting weight in the heels, and pressing up through that hand, making sure that that arm goes straight up next to the ear. You don't want it out here. You don't want it bent in front. You want it all the way up and all the way down. So get that squat, pressing up, turn sideways here, squat it, move down and back, pressing it up. Okay, so that's your first exercise. And then your second move is gonna be high knees. So you do your 3 burpees, then you get into those high knees for the remainder. So really driving those knees nice and high, trying to get them waist height for as long as possible, taking them lower if you need to, but trying to keep a fast pace. If you need to take it down a notch, you can do the step cross for a little while, or you can take it to quick feet, which those feet will be low, and you'll just pump those legs as quickly as you can get them going, okay? They're called quick feet for a reason. They should be fast. Then our third exercise is a hanging curl. So do your 3 burpees, grab your dumbbell, hinging at the waist here. That chest comes slightly down, the arms in front, and you're curling right there in front. So not allowing that elbow to shoot out, not allowing the arm to curl in too much and face you, show you from this angle, that arm is out and you're just curling across the body, okay? So you want to get that nice pump. It should be a challenge. You want a heavier dumbbell here, something that's a little more challenging for that single arm. Making sure here also as you get tired, you don't let those shoulders crumple. Okay, keep that chest projected out, curling in front of the body. Then we have our 10-second rest and we go down to plank jack. So doing your 3 burpees, then getting into your plank jack. So you're in that plank position, that core is tight, those hips are low, and you're making those feet go out and in. When we turn sideways, out and in, or step tapping. Or if you need to modify further, just hold that plank and keep those abs nice and tight. And then from there, we have a lunge with a pass through. So grabbing your dumbbell again, doing your 3 burpees, then doing a reverse lunge, passing that weight underneath your front leg, stand and squeeze, then alternate, pass underneath. Turn this way so you can see better. Pass under that front, so inside to outside, inside to outside. Making sure you drive that knee as close to the floor as you can without tapping the ground, challenging those legs that whole time. Then we get our 3 burpees and we have skaters. So moving laterally here, squeezing that core, keeping that chest lifted up, going side to side, jumping it out, reaching down toward that toe, or step tapping, trying to keep a nice quick motion. We also offer the modification of Heisman's. If you have trouble jumping laterally, you can add Heisman, so it's a knee drive with 3 steps, just trying to make sure it's a nice fast pace. Then we're moving on to another strength exercise. We have a single arm overhead tricep extension. So one arm's coming up. You turn sideways here. You want that dumbbell to come behind your head towards your opposite shoulder and extend up. So not letting that elbow shoot out wide. If you need to, you can brace your arm with your opposite arm to keep that control. So you don't want to come backward toward the shoulder that you're working with, but you want to come toward the opposite shoulder and try to extend fully up. And then we have some more cardio. So we'll do your 3 burpees, and then we have alternating jumping jacks, taking those arms wide and then in front. You can step tap those if you need to take it down a notch. If you want to challenge yourself, you can grab your dumbbell and do press jacks, work those shoulders a little bit more, or you can do a big jack. So going down in that squat, projecting those arms overhead, coming up off of the floor. Then from there, we go to our 3 burpees again. Then we do push-ups, just a standard push-up, Coming down to that floor, shoulders are over wrists, that core is tight, driving your chest down and pressing up, making sure we're not leaning with the hips first, or modified, down on those knees, driving your chest and pressing it out. And then finally, the last exercise of the first round will be your 3 burpees. Then you have a side V up. So laying down on that floor, slightly hitching those feet forward. So you don't want to be straight here. Our bodies don't move that way. So slightly forward, using your bottom arm to help you lift your body up, reaching toward those feet, and then extending back out. So fully extending, trying to keep those feet elevated if you can, and then reaching up toward those toes, using that arm on the bottom to press you up. So elongating. More of a challenge, grab you a light dumbbell and reach for those feet with a weight. Just making sure you don't take it way back here when you go down so you don't tax that shoulder unnecessarily. Then we go back to the top for 3 more rounds and repeat it that same way. So by the end, you will have done 120 burpees by the time you get finished, okay? So it's very cardio intensive. It does crank your heart rate up there, so on those strength exercises, on those single-sided movements, making sure that you really focus on breathing, bringing that heart rate down, breathing in the nose, out of the mouth with each rep with that weight, so you can kind of control your breathing a little bit there, because you will crank it back up pretty quickly after that.